All right, welcome back to another episode of Cameo Podcast. I've taken a little bit of a break because of a few issues, but we're all back and running. And we actually have another sponsor, a new sponsor this time. It's the Lemonade Stand. The Lemonade Stand has fabulous, knowledgeable staff to help you find your smoking needs. Stores in Kamloops, Salmon Arm, and Merritt. Everything from cigars, e-juice, clothing, and high-end glass. Open 7 days a week. But what I'm not telling you is actually I approached Lemonade Stand months ago with a harebrained idea that I didn't think through because Wesley years ago told me if I ever had a business idea to come to him. And so I did, and I have, and here they are supporting me. I got to pick myself up a cannabis vape pretty soon. So you know where I'll be buying it. They do have an online store, so if you aren't in Kamloops, you can also support the guys supporting me and my little podcast. And to further support the guys who are supporting the little guy, I asked them, hey, can I record at your store? Because they're open until 10 at night. I have a lot of trouble finding a place that I feel comfortable hanging out, meeting with people. And my next guest, you know, I saw him enjoying a rollie while in his latest music video. It's The Quote, Cody Captain, The Quote. Am I saying that correct?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so what does quote mean, first of all?
Okay, so like in high school, I had...
Yeah, so quick fix. He's a rapper. He dropped a new music video. You should watch it. We'll talk about it later. But what does quote mean?
Okay, so it started in high school. There was like 2 or 3 other kids who rapped. One was my buddy Levi Denault, and he influenced me to start rapping and stuff. And I was like rapping about like random shit, telling random stories. And he said I should like talk more about my like life instead of like punchlines and trying to act all hard and be something I wasn't.
You were fronting.
Yeah, really hard, like really hard.
And I see some kids fronting really hard
and
right now.
I was like 16 at the time. So, and then I just came up with a quote because I was just gonna tell quotes, like real shit from my life, stories from my life, things that I was going through, things that I wanted to talk about, my perspective on different shit, and that's kind of how it came to be.
Now, it's spelt with a KW. Is there meaning or reason for that?
It's a graffiti thing.
It's a graffiti thing?
Yeah, I think that's where it comes from. It's like instead of being like the standard spelling, I just went with KWOT because I did some research and there was like this Mexican dude from the States and he went by quote one, and then there was this other guy from the UK and he just went by quote. So I go by the quote, but it's all one word. So when you search it, you find me and not those guys.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a little kind of niche for me on my internet.
See, forget my ignorance, but I thought it was a reference to your native heritage for some reason.
Yeah, okay, so there's another thing too, is my boss that I work for at Drywall, he calls me coyote. Like coyote, like a coyote.
Yeah.
Because he kind of like saw the W and he's like, what the hell? Kind of looks like a Y. And like first, so like now that's my little Drywall alias when I'm at work. So when I'm at work, I'm coyote. When I'm at home, I'm Cody. And when I'm rapping, I'm quote. So I've like developed like this weird kind of world.
Yeah, so you've kind of got 3 personalities.
Yeah.
And I kind of dabble in that, right? Because I have my BC Underground Hip-Hop Forum personality, right? And then I've got my podcast personality. Man, where was the internet around when you started rapping? Like, how did you distribute your music?
It was MySpace, legit. There was another kid in my school. His name was Dawson Carlson. He went by C-Note DC.
We had King Charisma in my high school.
He introduced me to like recording and like MySpace and shit like that. And when I first started, I was terrible.
Oh yeah,
terrible,
absolutely,
like, absolutely terrible. Like everyone was like, "No, you shouldn't rap," and I just kept rapping. And then like I got into the whole like crafting of making my own songs and like writing my own hooks, and I started singing. And people were like, "You shouldn't sing," and then I started singing more because they told me not to sing. And then I found like my own voice, and I kind of like utilized my deep tone and kind of found my little spot. But yeah, it kind of started like when I was 19, taking the shows in
19.
and stuff.
So how old are you right now?
I'm 26.
You're 20. Okay, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm 27, January 15th.
It's cool. So yeah, we so you would have seen and I would have seen the tail end of the MySpace era.
Yeah.
And then like 2008 came along, and boom, it was all Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're just at the point where now, like, you released your new music album, your new music video,
Yeah.
I Love You, on just Facebook video, and you just released it onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, you did it backwards.
I know. I totally gapped on that, and it was until you wrote the comment, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't upload it. I didn't publish it because it was all up. I had it all on my computer. I was all ready to go. And I forgot.
But you're not on Spotify yet.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I've researched Spotify. There's some, like, it's like $30 a year.
Yeah, I've never really looked into it either myself.
Yeah, it's with the younger generation, I think.
It really is to me, and like that's another thing too. Like I'm like so technology illiterate. Like I feel like such a dumb drywaller to the point where it's like I just want to rap. I don't want to do the mixing. I don't want to do the mastering. I don't want to do the beat production. I just want to do my thing.
So you got like a production team behind you? It's not just you?
Yeah, well, like I got like some homies who like stand behind me and like really think that like my music's dope, and they support me and shit. My buddy Nick, who did the video, he's from Williams Lake. I met him like last year. And
how'd you meet, out of curiosity?
Through our buddy Guck, who passed away there from the fentanyl crisis.
Oh fuck, sorry man.
Yeah. We were doing a fundraiser show, and he took all the pictures there. And then after that, he had mentioned music videos and stuff, and he does music videos for BioSun, who's out of Williams Lake as well. But he has like an affordable rate, which is pretty nice. Like he'll work with you on like certain budgets and stuff. Oh, sorry,
a little bit, yeah. And if we need to take a break, just let me know. We're in no rush. Not really what you expected, eh?
No, not really. No.
You cool?
Yeah, I'm chill. Yeah, I'm chill.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm
Cool.
Good. I just worked 10 hours. I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh fuck, man. Well, I appreciate you meeting with me.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
I think both of our kids just went down.
Yeah, no, legit. As I was leaving, she was just getting taco off her face in the bathtub.
So just to fill the audience in, the quote, he stood me up on, and I bought myself a fancy ass burger that I couldn't afford at a bar waiting for him, and he was nice. I gave him a second shot because he dropped this music video, which I respect hip hop a lot, and I think your music video means a lot because it's literally shots of you living your real life with your daughter, with your wife.
Yeah.
Here in Kamloops, you enjoy a rollie in it. Like you're just like really like. You're not fronting. I knew who you were. I'm like, yeah, I got to support this guy. This is literally the Kamloops native hip-hop version of who I feel I am.
All right.
And I appreciate your music video. And
dope.
what did you want to share with that song once people listen to it?
Well, really, when I wrote the song, I wrote it when I was working out of town. I was working in Kelowna for 3 months, and I was living in a hotel. So it was a bit of, like, absence from my family. My baby was just born, and she was like 5 months old. So this song's kind of like really old in a sense. Like it was written a long time ago, and it was just recorded 3-4 months ago. And then I did my first music video with my Conflict album that I dropped back in March, at the end of March. And my video was It Gets Better, and it was about the constant loop of my life that I live.
Yeah.
Going to work, being a rapper, being at home. And then when I dropped that video, I thought about how I had to follow up with it. So I thought that why not, give the wife a music video. It's an excuse to spend a couple $100 on something, and she can't say no to it. So
yeah, man,
So-
they love those like those music videos of your wedding and whatnot. Like, why not a hip hop music video,
Yeah.
right? Like,
it was fun because
how dope would that be to like do someone's wedding to like your music?
Yeah, use it for like a video shoot.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Have them pay you to make your own hip hop music video. That's what we got to do, man. We need to find someone crazy enough to pay us to produce a music video of their
It's
wedding.
actually really funny you say that. When I was taking, like, at the beginning of the year, I took the Swollen Members show that they did at the Duchess, And then I did another show in Lillooet, and they paid me $500 to go out to Lillooet, and they gave me 2 hotel rooms. And the contractor I worked for got me the gig, and it was at the Vic in Lillooet.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was like this tiny little bar in the res. And
but you're doing the real circuit, like
yeah,
like you're not just like hiding behind your computer and releasing on a SoundCloud every single night. Like you're going to shows.
Yeah, I'm out there. Like I like to go to shows. Like after I took the break, I went to the Sunreal and I paid VIP for that. And I'm actually have plans to go to the game in Vernon for my birthday on the 13th.
Okay, nice.
So it'll be like Sunday, I go there. Monday I'll be a hangover, and then 15th on my actual birthday I'll be at work. So
what do you think of the current state of hip hop? Like it's
very interesting.
Yeah, like Tekashi 6ix9ine, that whole debacle. Then you got like BC Underground is kind of it's fighting trying to stay its old kind of SDK grime field versus like this new age thing. I don't know, like there's so much going on in hip hop.
Yeah, there's a lot of cookie cutters out there is what like I like to look at it, because I don't know, it's hard to say.
There's a formula some people are utilizing, which is why it's like Lil Windex, right, is making satire of it.
Yeah,
right, it's making a joke of it and it's succeeding.
I didn't care for that.
No,
like as an artist, like when he was releasing under his own name and stuff, like it was good. Like his structure,
DTG.
Yeah, like as it went on, he kind of got lost in it, I think, and it's kind of played out.
Well, the way I see it is like the whole crew. You got Snack and Mercules, right, over here, who are staying true, and then you got Lil Windex, who's making fun of all this, like, you know, Southern Florida, California, mumble rap, hip hop, trap rap, right? So, you know, it's kind of a gateway for kids to maybe learn about, you know, things like multis, which, you know, Tyler, our friend Tyler, Tyler the Troll, the BC Underground Hip Hop Forum.
Facts.
He was teaching me about multis, like, and what actually goes into like developing a hip hop song. Can you explain kind of like what a hook is or what a multi is? Or
so like Tyler and I, we go back to like high school, and we've known each other for a really long time.
Tyler, aka Dabs Only.
Yeah, Dabs Only. Truth be told, that's not his first rap name. His first rap name was Epicleptic.
Wait, what? Repeat it.
Epicleptic.
And it was like, my gosh, I'm gonna meme him so hard.
It was an epilepsy thing, right? And it was like,
does he have
like
epilepsy issues?
He has a small
You should not tell me.
You're hilarious. Anywho, me and Tyler, we met at a show, and it was one of the Mercules shows. It was when Mercules and Evil Ebenezer did like the summer bash tour or something like that.
And what year do you think this was?
2013, 14,
okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Long ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. And then Tyler saw me at a show, and that was the first time we had seen each other since high school. And then after that, we kind of kept in touch, and we hung out a few times. And then one day I was like, hey, you should start rapping.
You got him into rap.
Yeah, well, like he was inspired by me.
Interesting.
And we had another buddy, Nathan Waller, and like we all just kind of hung out at Tyler's house. And I got Tyler into it. Tyler did a couple songs of his own and never released them. And I was like, we should make a rap group. Let's do something. Like, I'll help you out, and we'll see if it works. So we based our group around like 90s boom bap shit, because that's where like we kind of clicked. Like we kind of like the same artists.
What's the boom bap feel for those who don't fully understand?
Like Big L, Big Pun, you know, and like
the beatbox walking down the street.
Yeah, like
you know,
like corner in New York City kind of shit. Like like back to the roots. So like when we first started, we did a house party show, and it was like just random. And then the next day we crashed a show out at the office, and it was like a Christmas party. And I actually think it was like around this time, like December 13th, December. You can find the video on Facebook, or no, on YouTube. My buddy Wes Sanukwa, he runs a photography business in Salmon Arm.
Yep.
If you look him up, you'll find that video there. But after that, me and Tyler went on to do like a bunch of things, and we opened for like a bunch of names from like Mac Lethal and like Locksmith and Kung Fu Vampire and Vernon. We did Madchild a couple times. We did Snack, Junk. I actually paid for a Junk show in September of 2017.
I just started listening to Junk like last week. His
I
stuff's
listen to
good.
Junk all the time, man. Front to back, every album.
Like
Religiously, it's on my Spotify playlist every day at work.
That's funny that you listen to Spotify, but you're not on Spotify
Oh,
yourself.
I'm heavy on Spotify. Hey, man, you gotta save money somehow. That data is a motherfucker.
Yeah, no. I mean paying for your album.
Oh, no, yeah,
right,
no.
right. Your music for distribution.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm super like behind on all that stuff. Everyone just gives me a hard time.
But at the same point, though, you're kind of ahead of the game because like you've had all of these actual real shows.
Yeah, I've had a lot of experience, right? So like I've been doing it for 7 years, and a lot, maybe like 2 to 3 years was just in Kamloops, and then I met Otis Davis and Matthew Riley, Corrosive Dosage and Hazardous.
Okay.
And they introduced me to Chelsea at where it's at.
Oh,
Chelsea Grove.
yeah. Tyler was telling me I should link up with her and chat because she's kind of a shot caller in the
she's
hip-hop world.
She's kind of a big thing. Like I heard from Biosun that she's been around for a long time, and Biosun's in his I think he's in his early 30s.
Okay.
But Chelsea gave me a bunch of like opportunities and stuff. Went to Van, and me and Tyler got the opportunity to open for Tech 9, which was like the
wow.
it was like
that's legendary.
It was like the peak of our career. We had like two or three songs that we had written, and I don't think we had recorded them at the time, but I think we had like mock-up versions of it. But I was talking to him, and I kind of think we have plans to drop those songs just out of nowhere.
Well, you might as well. Like if you're sitting on content, release it.
Well, it's been like a year.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
So, did you ever get into the battle rap scene that Tyler's part of?
Yeah, I did. I did 3 battles. 3 battles, yeah. We had battles in Kamloops. It was called War in the Loops.
Yeah.
I was supposed to battle this kid that I don't know if we still do have a beef or anything, but his name's Randy Webster.
Oh.
Revise?
I'm not. Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with him because I share a last name with him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We had a disagreement in the past. Can't exactly remember what the hell it was about, but we were supposed to battle, and then we had an altercation after he had ducked the battle. So I had to battle somebody else, and it was like one of my skateboard buddies from like back in the day.
For those who aren't familiar with hip hop, a battle is where 2 MCs basically without a beat just tear into each other off the dome. Nothing is off limits for the most part.
Majority of it's pre-written, but like a lot of people will freestyle because they forget half of the stuff.
Oh, it is pre-written. That's
a lot of it is.
See, I didn't realize that.
Okay, so like how it's broken down, like I don't know if I'm going to catch flack for this, but how it's broken down is
you're going to catch flack for everything and anything in the fucking BC
like
underground
it's like
hip-hop
3 to
group.
4 months. They plan the cards 3 to 4 months before they're released. So those 2 people know that they're battling each other at like maybe some point or whatever. So they're allowed to build up ammo. So like when I first battled, I just kind of like, I'm like, he's like, you have to do the battle. You can't back out just because he did. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I wrote for it. And I did the battle. I lost because he clowned me or whatever with a freestyle, and I wasn't drinking or nothing. I was completely sober. Well, not completely. I was a little bit big, but
yeah, but that doesn't mean you're impaired. So
yeah, and then I went to Kelowna and I battled in Big Valley Battles, and I made a mockery of myself. I went with Tyler and my other buddy Winterhawk, and they're like, "Don't get too drunk." okay, well, I had a pocket full of money and no one was watching me when I was grabbing beers for everybody. So I'd like sneak a shot every once in a while. So I put myself over the top. I lost that battle because I was getting ignorant. You can find that battle on YouTube. It's against Donald Cross. And then my third battle was after I had found out I was going to be a father. So I was probably about 6 to 5 months sober. And when I battled Natty Snaps, and that was at Pogue Mahone's.
Okay. No
And,
way.
Yeah. And
Pogue Mahone's. Wow.
yeah, I can't remember exactly what...
That's why you stood me up.
That place has got a lot of memories for me, actually. Like, I did a lot of shows there when I was a kid.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
like
Mia, who runs the place, is pretty cool, too.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever met her, but I've seen her a few times.
Yeah, she's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's quite the...
Yeah,
Quite the battle rat scene, hip hop
Yeah.
scene. But let's talk about the kid. When that's quite the change. Like
Yeah.
I have an 8-month-old. How old's your girl?
11 months,
11
and
months.
this she'll be a year old on the 31st.
Crazy.
Yeah, she was born at 3:30 in the morning on the 31st of 2017.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like, so I like rang in the new year, a new man.
Yeah.
Like a whole different point of view on life. I was wilding out for a while, and that's another reason why Heavyset's not together, because I had a bit of a drinking problem.
Heavyset is a hip hop group.
Yeah,
that Tyler was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I have a drinking problem. I haven't drunk since August 14th or 17th.
I've got a hold of my demons. I can have like 4 beers, and then usually after I eat, I fall asleep on the couch because I work 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
But
see, I don't care for just like it at all. Now that I got cannabis, I'm just
see,
like I don't even want to look at a beer, even though like I used to pretend I drank craft beer.
Being a drywaller, like you said, kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the day, I want a cold beer with dinner.
I get it.
I have the classic fucking shower beer every day.
Yeah.
And it's like a ritual. I come home, I relax, I medicate.
What's your beer of choice?
Coors Banquet right now.
You know what? I don't mind Coors Banquet.
I like the little stubbies. They're cute.
I like the fact that it actually has some body to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like light beers when I did
Neither
drink.
do I.
But I'm very happy without these days.
For like more of a darker kind of like a pale kind of taste, I like Stella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had a British friend, and he's like, yeah, Stella Artois. That's like the piss water in England.
That's fun.
Right, and that's like a high end beer here. Like a lot of places, it's like the piss water.
That's weird.
Right, and
I like it. I sometimes I feel it's because I'm bitter.
To me, it tastes like if Aquafina was a beer. Like it's I don't know. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like
it's got a weird, funny taste, and
I don't know. It's like, kind of like smoking like government versus like smoking people who know how to grow.
Moldy weed.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But man, what's something that in your whole rap career that you've never had the opportunity to share, that you've always wanted to share and talk about?
The time wasted writing music.
What do you mean by wasted?
Well, not like, because some artists they don't. Some artists, like, for them, they can just write a verse. They can sit down and write a verse. For me, like, my process, I will write 2 to 3 bars, and then I'll try and catch the beat, and I'll try and think of my next one. And I'll restart the beat to the point where it's like I'm building on top of the song second by second.
So do you buy the beat first and then
usually I do the free beats, and like usually kind of look for tagless ones, whatever, for like promo tracks. But when I really find a song that like I really want to work with, I'll pay the lease. Like I'll go back and I'll find the link and I'll go to his website. I'll pay for the lease, and then I'll do the, like I did for the video. Mm-hmm. But majority of the time, it's usually free beats. My first project, Recognition, where Mercules and Evil Ebenezer are on it. That was my first.
That was 2014, I think. I was looking at your Bandcamp.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah.
That project cost me $2,300
Really?
after features and beats. So
Which is very cheap in the entertainment industry, but a lot of money for a struggling artist.
And 50% of that was features. Like maybe 60% of that was features. And for me, what it was, like, a lot of people think that paying for a collab, you think that that person's paying for their fan base and their reach. For me, it was like, I was testing myself, like investing in myself and like pushing myself. So like, instead of like doing a free beat and just a collab with someone random, where like I just put minimal effort into it. So like you put a dollar amount on something, you're going to work harder towards it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I did that. And then, truth be told, I got ripped off by this company on the internet for my CDs. Oh, yeah? I made an order and I got ripped off like $350.
Oh, shit.
So that was kind of a shitty point for me. But then I went on from that and I found this beat site called $20 Beats from one of my buddies. And it's like $8 for a lease. So I bought like at least 100 beats over like a 2-year period. So then I made Driven, which was released in...
So $800 worth of beats sitting
on
your laptop somewhere.
There's lots of beats. I have tons of beats that like are just sitting there. And some of them I still do listen to, and like I'll sit around and I'll vibe to them and think, now I remember why I bought this one.
Do you think like even if you made a banger track that like that beat now is kind of out of fashion in the hip hop world, like because the hip hop world
very much so.
It moves so fast.
Very much so, because I was even skeptical about releasing my Conflict album because like I had a whole variety of beats. Like I had like there was a couple boom bap tracks on there. There was like some like trappy kind of new wave stuff. There was like some heavier trap music and kind of stuff like that. But then now I find a lot of my beats that I'm choosing is all new wave kind of music, and it's just because it's the music that I listen to, and I like it because of the energy, not just because of who the artist is and what they're saying and what it is.
But it's also very like it's crazy to see like Jay-Z and Beyonce do that one in the Louvre, the music video in the Louvre, to this trap beat, and conforming to this new wave thing. When you're like, Jay-Z, you created the culture. What are you doing bending to it, right? Like, how do you? I don't know.
I don't follow much of like Jay-Z and stuff like that.
Who do you follow in like the big names?
I follow T.I.
Really?
T.I. big time, because like I just like who he is as a public figure. Okay. Like a lot of the stuff that he does, he gives back to the community and whatnot.
Yeah, you can't say anything bad about him.
He's real, right? Like he is that. He lives in the hood. He's from the trap. Like and I saw this interview, and it was with Sway.
Sway in the morning.
Yeah, and Sway's like, so Tip. He's like, who do you think started trap music? He's like, really? We're still talking about this? He's like, it was me. He's like, he dropped an album called Trap Music back in like, I think it was like the early 90s.
Well, yeah, and you think of like the high auto-tune.
Yeah, and like that mindset. Yeah. And like the style of beat. But yeah, T.I. and I was just thinking about this today. Somebody I work with asked me what are some of my favorite albums to listen to back to back. And I told him it was Junk from Vancouver. But for old school music, it's Ice Cube, The Predator.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, that was one of my first CDs. When I had, like, the Walkman that wouldn't fit in my pocket, Predator was in there full rotation.
Man, like, Ice Cube's actual, like, come-up story is crazy. And then Ice-T's come-up story is even crazier, man. Like,
it's interesting.
I was listening to those audiobooks. Like, I learned from hip-hop. Like, I know a lot of, like, the marketing side of hip-hop. I don't know a lot of, like, the history, like, or, like, how the schematics and the rhyme schemes and the more, I don't know, tactile production side of things.
Yeah. Okay. So like with the Ice-T thing, he did the Art of Rap, and when I watched that, I think I connected with Rock Kim's part, because the way he talked about writing, it's actually in a song that me and Tyler did. as Heavyset is called Sparring Practice. He actually shared it on BC Underground Forum.
Okay.
And in between, he's talking about, he's like, I started with 16 dots on the paper. Oh, I did 8 because every 2 bars was a dot. And it was weird because like I had been doing this forever, and then I finally see this interview, and it's like Raw Kim, one of the fucking like classic OGs rap, and it kind of clicked with me, so I kind of stuck with that. What would you call it? A formula or so.
Yeah.
And I met buddy in here is Jory Jolly, goes by Mr. S, and it was Oz Records. He introduced me to Maltese. He showed me the rhyme scheme, and instead of it being like as many words as you can rhyme together, the multi-syllabic patterns and shit, I would do an A-B pattern. So where like the first 4 words, there'll be like one rhyme before the key end of the bar.
Yep.
And then it'll rhyme the same next bar, same pattern.
Yeah, I think Vox on YouTube has a really good explanation of like rap rhyme schemes and how in depth they are. What do you think your high school English teacher would say if she like heard you talking about poetry in such way?
Okay, so trippy story. I got asked to go back to South Cam to talk to a grade 12 class.
Oh yeah.
And it was weird because it was I don't know if you know him. His name is Mr. Wilson, David Wilson, from SKSS. He's like a...
He sounds like a dope teacher.
He's an alternative teacher. He helped me get through high school with like making all my classwork around like graffiti and stuff, because I really liked artwork and a lot of poetry and like with the rap stuff. So he made everything kind of easier for me and broke it down.
He had a teacher. You had a teacher who invested time and energy to personalize education to yourself.
Yeah. So he brought me back, and I go to this class, and I'm sitting in this classroom, and I'm talking with him before the students came back.
Yeah.
And it was the classroom that I had met my buddy in and started writing rhymes in, which was weird because I sat at the back of class and I was looking out the window, and it was the same scenery that I remembered. And I was like, no way. So then
it's funny how the universe works, eh?
Right? So then I got invited for the dinner as well. So I went to the dinner, and what do you know? My English teacher is there. And I'm like, do you remember me? And she's like, yeah, actually I do. I'm like, okay, well, try not to judge me too hard.
I remember my grade 10 English teacher smoking while pregnant, so like I don't think I have to worry about her opinion.
No doubt.
But what did she have to say? Like, what do you think she would say? Like,
well,
like you're clearly like Tyler is a funny, like you know, he's a funny guy, and then this knowledge comes out about like
super literate.
like it's insane. Like
yeah.
you're not just using the English language, you're using a structure in a subsect of a culture.
Tyler has a lot of free time on his hands. A lot of free time.
But at the same point, like, were you did you get A's in English class?
Buddy, I was a C average student.
C average, but
I still graduated.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. You have to graduate high school.
Yeah.
That's not an option, right?
Some would say otherwise.
I'm keeping up. Yeah, well, you know, we chat for 30 plus minutes now. Is there anything you want to say or chat about further? Or?
There's a show coming up.
Oh yeah, when?
Early January.
Early January. Here in town?
Yes.
Here in town.
Very central.
Very central. Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be on the North Shore.
On the North Shore. Are you, on the poster, where do you rank in terms of like how big is your name going to be on the poster?
I don't honestly care about that. I honestly don't. This is another thing too, is like a lot of people think I have a huge ego about being a rapper and stuff. Whereas I would rather be the guy who opens the show, because you can't just put up a 2-bit act,
yeah,
and then lose the whole crowd.
Totally.
Because they're like, oh, it's going to be 2 hours of wannabe rappers until we see the real ones.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too, is like oversaturated shows.
It depends on like a good show gets fuller as the night goes on.
Yeah, usually because everyone's trying to save money. They're usually like drinking at home
Yeah.
or in the parking lot.
Good old Kamloops.
Good old Kamloops.
But anyways, yeah, so stay tuned to check out that show that comes up. I hope to get to it. It'd be really cool to see you live,
Yeah.
and whoever you're working with, because obviously you've worked with some pretty cool people here in Kamloops.
Yeah.
And yeah, so check them out. It's THEKWOTE, THEKWOTE on Facebook, YouTube,
And
Instagram. Just find him, listen to his music, especially check out that latest music video. It's really cute. And
it's really cute.
it's really cute. Yeah.
It's super cute.
And thank you so much for listening to Kameo Podcast. I truly appreciate it. If you feel so inspired, please subscribe, share to a friend, maybe leave an iTunes review. You know, I do try and, support this podcast with advertisements. So, yes, thank you once again to the Lemonade Stand for hosting The Quote, a.k.a. Cody, or Cody, a.k.a. The Quote. Tonight, we're actually standing in their humidor that's massive. And just trying to give you some extra value. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Wesley, for believing in me. And other than that, thank you for listening to Kameo Podcast. I've got some exciting stuff coming up. I've got some stuff recorded I'm sitting on, and I plan on just, getting more and more out there to you. And so please, 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 if you feel inspired, please somehow help me however you can, whether that be with a like, share, a comment, iTunes review, or financially. That's cool. Anyways, I will leave you there. This was Nevin Webster here with Kamloops Podcast. No, fuck. I'm done.